Live now. Webinar is being recorded. Awesome. Okay.
Well, I would welcome everyone, all the students out there this afternoon. Hope you grabbed a bite to eat for lunch. Please join me in welcoming Vicki, who will be telling you all about the various careers available in the electricity sector. Vicki works at the Electricity Human Resource Council. She brings a broad range of career experience to the Electricity Human Resource Council. She did spend some time working in the nonprofit sector as well as the financial industry. She also did an internship where we first met. She has worked on many charitable and HR-based projects on both the regional and national level. That's, I think, when we actually first met back then.
That is true.
She was a volunteer with junior achievement programs. Before we get started, I just want to remind all of you to refrain from making any inappropriate comments in the Q&A. If there are any such comments, you will be permanently removed from the platform and you will miss out on a lot of the other really interesting webinars to come. So without further delay, I pass you over to Vicki.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here today. So as Christina mentioned, I'm Vicki Varun. I'm a project officer here at Electricity Human Resources Canada, and we do a variety of projects and support to Canada's electricity sector. And I am here to talk to you today about potential careers in Canada's electricity sector. So just a quick overview of where we are currently at. Canada's electricity sector has been changing, and it has been changing for quite some time due to technological advancements, climate change, and a changing labor force. Changing labor force meaning high rates of retirement, expansion. There is a projected 28,000 job openings in the sector by 2028. So by 2028, some of you may have completed post-secondary, some of you may be still in post-secondary. There's going to be a wider range of careers in the sector for you once you graduate. 15,000 of those jobs are expected to be out of replacement demand. So again, that's retirement rate. So people are retiring and their positions are empty. 12,000 due to expansion demand. So companies upscaling and growing larger, they're going to need new positions. 17,000 of these jobs are expected over the next 5+ years. So some of you guys who are in grade 11, grade 12, these careers, 17,000 of them will be available to you once you finish post-secondary. High demand and limited talent pools mean more opportunity for you. The sector quite literally needs you. Just off the bat, and you can put these in Q&A, I can read them out. Are there any occupations or professions that you can think of that are already in the sector, or any positions that may have interest you, or anything that you think is cool? I'll give you a couple of seconds if you want to input anything. That's okay too. Working at Bruce Power, that's one. Industrial electrician, correct. All good career choices. We have a hand raised. I'm not sure if you wanted to speak. Oh, no hand. Okay, that's fine. Electrical engineer, how about wiring for big buildings? Yes, correct. These are all current occupations in the sector. There are also more occupations that I will get into again, but keep these top of mind. Christina? Oh, no, okay. Perfect. Electrician, yep, correct. All right, I will continue. We have another hand raised. Is that a question? No? Okay. All right, moving on. So current occupations in the sector, again, there's a wide variety of occupations currently in the sector. A lot of you mentioned electrician, industrial electrician, those would be considered trades. Red seal trades, they encompass power line technicians, power system operator, other electricians. They can be welders, millwrights. Their trade jobs in the sector are not just limited to an electrician. The sector needs a variety of different tradespeople out there to keep the grid on, to keep the power on. 42% of the occupations in the electricity sector are trades-based, but the next two biggest would be engineers and technicians and technologists. These both encompass 20%, together 40% of other careers. Engineers, we need like electrical engineers, mechanical and civil engineers for those big hydroelectric mega projects. And there's also an increasing need for aviation and aerospace engineers in the sector. As we move towards green technologies, greener energies, we need people to work on those wind turbines. Technicians and technologists, again, 20%. These are the people that inspect and maintain and do repairs on the grid, and other grid-related technologies that may break or misfunction, or again, it might be preventative. So they may be preventing the grid from turning off, or they might be preventing things from breaking down. And then we have a whole other of support and corporate services. So if the trades of engineering isn't for you, that is totally okay. The industry also needs support and corporate services. Again, for like Bruce Power, Hydro Ottawa, those big companies, they need communications people, they need HR, they need accounting, they need cybersecurity. So there really is an option for everyone in this sector. What is required? So if you're interested in a job in the sector, again, 82%. So those are our tradespeople, those are our engineers, those are our technicians. These roles require the equivalent of grade 12 math or science to get into these career streams. However, Ontario does not require a grade 12 math credit to graduate. So as I go through this PowerPoint, if you see any of these jobs that may be of interest to you, it's important to know that you take the right courses now, especially you guys who are in grade 11, grade 12, to make sure you set yourself up for success in your future. Benefits to working in the sector. So there are some great benefits to the electricity sector and jobs in it. They're highly unionized, which means better wages with guaranteed raises. In the trades, your first year as an apprentice, you could be making almost $30 an hour. So $27.86 is about the average for a first year apprentice. And after you complete your full apprenticeship and you are a first year journeyman, you could make up to $66.94 an hour. That is crazy amounts of money. That would be that's a really good salary. There's also health benefits and pension contributions. You might not think of it now because most of us may be covered under OHIP, but like dental work is expensive. Glasses, vision care, that's expensive. And as you get older, as you get 25, OHIP doesn't cover that anymore. But thankfully in the sector, we have great benefits, great pensions, really setting yourself up for your health, for your future. There's also good job security in the sector, good work-life balance, a culture of safety. The electricity sector is big on safety. We do not want our people getting hurt, and also opportunities to travel and work with new and advancing technologies. Starting off with the trades, again, so this is one of their biggest ones, about 42%. There's a wide variety of tradespeople and trades jobs that the electricity sector needs. A lot of you have mentioned them already, but I can go over some other ones. There are power line technicians. These ones are big. They are the ones that install, maintain, and inspect and repair electrical distributions and transmission systems. Also, one that you might not have heard of before, utility arborists. They're the ones that keep the lines clear. They clear vegetation that gets too close to equipment, and they clean up after storms. We've had some pretty bad storms in Ottawa over the past, and utility arborists are big to keeping the lines clear, to keeping the power on. They're power systems operators. They manage electricity flow in and out. They're industrial electricians, as some of you have already mentioned. Millwrights, those are ones that keep machinery, the heavy machinery running smoothly, and also welders. So we need, when we're building the grid systems, when we're building these huge complexes, we need welders to also help joint and sever metals and build what we need to keep the power on. I have a quick little video today. As I go through the presentation, I'll have quick snippets of career profiles of other people who work in these specific occupations. And this one is Lacey Elliott. She is a utility arborist supervisor from Hydro One.
Hi, I'm Lacey Elliott. I'm a supervisor here at Hydro One. I supervise 18 journeymen to go out and trim trees every day, and they trim the trees or remove the trees to keep the power on. The work that we're doing is very important. It keeps your lights on, keeps the power, but much more than that, it keeps hospitals up and running. It's not just what keeps your iPad plugged in. Every day you're doing something new. You work with the community. As you drive by and you put people's power back on, you see them in their windows, waving and cheering, and giving back to the community is the ultimate goal at the end of the day. To get where I am today, you would need to go to college, and math is very important. If you like working outside and you like working with your hands and on different equipment every day, this job is for you.
So that was a quick little snippet of a utility arborist. Thank you, Lacey. So how do you become a tradesperson? So if any of these jobs are interest to you, what is the stream that we get in? The requirements vary from province to province. Usually you would get certified for apprenticeship or a pre-apprenticeship through a college or polytech that have a certified trades program. It is very important that you make sure that the program is recognized, especially in the trade that you want to get into. If it might not be recognized, then you'd go through all this training and then you might not be able to get into a pre-apprenticeship, you might be able to get into apprenticeships. It's always important to make sure that the program you want to get into is recognized. Union training halls are also really popular for pre-apprenticeship training. In Ontario specifically, to get into the skilled trades, you would most likely need to do pre-apprenticeship training through colleges and union halls, and Ontario also has skilled trades institutes. And then once you get certified, once you complete that pre-apprenticeship training, you would go through your actual apprenticeship certification through an employer. I'd also like to note that pre-apprenticeship training can either be free or highly subsidized through the Ontario government. Next, we have our engineers. Do we have anyone interested in being an engineer? I know it's quite popular among all of my friends are engineers. Yeah, we have a couple of hands. It's great to hear. So engineers, they're really important to keep the grid going. They conduct research on electrical generation and distribution networks, machinery and components. They review the feasibility, design and operation performance of these big grid projects. They can prepare estimates and design specs from electrical systems and equipment. They design and supervise and inspect installation, modification, testing, and they supervise the technicians. They develop maintenance and operating standards, investigate electrical failures, and they also prepare maintenance documents and tenders. How would you become an engineer? This one's more so pretty straightforward. An engineer does require university degrees. There's a wide variety of universities in Ontario, also across Canada, that have good engineering programs. The ones that are most common in the sector, again, electrical engineers. So these are systems that are utilized to power and produce electricity. We have mechanical engineers that develop the machinery and civil engineers that develop these large scale engineering projects. We have mechatronic engineers. They're the ones that kind of look into smart technologies and grid advancements. And again, as I mentioned before, aerospace and aviation, they're not just space engineering, they're not just airplanes, we also need them for our wind turbines. I'd like to introduce you, we have another career snippet, to Carla Bailey. She is the Vice President of Engineering for Synergy North up in Thunder Bay.
My name is Carla Bailey. My title is Vice President of System Planning, Asset Management and Engineering for Synergy North. I'm an engineer. I do a lot of management. I'm the first female engineering VP they've had, and so they knew that I could bring a different perspective to the executive team that could help the organization grow. I work a lot more with people. So I sit down with them and talk about their scopes of work, find out how they're doing, do they need any support, and then I do a lot of planning, and that I really enjoy. We're on the cusp of all these really cool, innovative technologies like renewable energy. How is our distribution system? Electric vehicles, how are we going to get those electric vehicles plugged into the grid? That stuff really gets young people excited about what it might be like and what they could do and how they could shape the world.
And that was from Carla. Again, she is the VP of Engineering for Synergy North. Our next occupation in the sector would be our technicians and our technologists. Again, these are the people that make sure everything is operating on the grid. They fill the gap between tradespeople and engineers. So tradespeople, they're the ones more so working with their hands. They're doing more so of the more field work. Engineers, they do more project planning and designing. Technicians, technologists, they kind of are the people in the middle. So while they also work with their hands, they also require engineering degrees and engineering knowledge. A big part or a big sector that technologists in are increasing is EV charging station management, so our electric vehicles. These are new. Wind turbine maintenance. Again, we're seeing a big push for green energy. We need people to keep those wind turbines working. And again, solar or photovoltaic, so also known as solar PVs, technicians. These are our solar panels. Again, things do break. If something breaks, technicians or technologists, they get it fixed. The pathway to becoming technicians and technologists are very, very similar. They both require electrical or electronics engineering technology degrees. This can be get either through a college or polytechnic. For a technician, 1 to 2 years. For technologists, 2 to 3 years. There is no program that I'm aware of that is strictly just to be a technician or just to be a technologist. So the stream that you would get into is, again, an engineering program, a college or polytechnic engineering program, and that will kind of set you up should you wish to be a technician or a technologist in your future. Again, these are the people that they fill the gap between our engineers and our tradespeople. So if you're not really sure if you want to get into the trades, but desk work and engineering really isn't for you, this is a happy medium. Next up, we have Chase Williams, again, another career snippet. He is a power cable technician for Hydro Ottawa.
My name is Chris Williams, and I'm a power cable technician with Hydro Ottawa. Power cable technicians work on the underground residential distribution of the hydroelectric grid. We deliver power to all the different houses in the city, all the different buildings, skyscrapers, industries, factories. In the past 3 years, we've had multiple major storms here in Ottawa, and they've completely destroyed our electrical grid. As a team, we were able to get together, work together, problem solve, and figure out where the problems were, how to fix them, and how we could get the neighborhoods and communities back online. When I was younger, I used to take things apart all the time. I would drive tractors on our family farm. I loved the big machines. I loved getting into the work, and I loved getting my hands dirty and being outside. If you're someone who loves to be outside and loves to be working with your hands, working with machines, and doing technical things, this is the perfect job for you. One of the things I'm most proud about working for Hydro Ottawa is that I get to go home with a sense of satisfaction that everybody's got their lights on, everybody's TVs are running, and they're happy and warm in their homes.
Awesome. So thank you, Chris, for that. And lastly, our other occupations in the sector is admin and corporate jobs. There's a variety of career opportunities. These stem from accounting, HR, finance, operations, project management, entrepreneurship, and more. My own job is considered a sector support. I don't even work directly with like in a electricity company. Like I don't work for Bruce Power, I don't work for Hydro Ottawa, yet my organization provides support in the form of other projects. But again, that could be a career that's interested for you. If you're interested in not-for-profit work, like the sector that I am, or again, you want to be with Bruce Power, you want to be someone in HR for Hydro Ottawa, there is a variety of opportunities available for anyone and of any interest. The educational requirements for each of these jobs do vary. Again, wide spectrum of careers available in the admin and corporate sector, each of them requiring different requirements. So if you're interested in college, if you're interested in a polytechnic, if you're interested in university, there would be a job in the corporate or admin sector designed for you. An example of this would be Janissa Charles. She is a corporate controller for Hedgehog Technologies.
My name is Janessa Charles. I'm the corporate controller at Hedgehog Technologies. Originally, I was born in the island of Antigua and Barbuda in the Caribbean, and I migrated to Canada with my family. I like accounting because I like numbers. It's either right or it's wrong. It was a field that I fell into, but I also fell in love with. Accounting makes sense. We work on projects that actually help communities. We've been working on solar panel systems to help with energy, and that is supposed to help climate change that impacts places where I come from. That's why I love it. It makes me excited knowing that I'm a part of the effort to make this world a better place. In the electrical industry, there's so many things that you could choose to become. You could be an engineer, or you could be a corporate controller. It's your decision, your path. Take it.
So that was an example again of a corporate controller. As Janessa said, there's a wide variety of jobs from an engineering again to finance. It is quite literally your path that you can choose to take whatever you want with it. And the sector has needs for every interest in every career path. But that being said, what is new to the industry? Super tech in the form of solar and wind. So solar PVs, this was not a properly defined role in Canada until recently. Again, we see a push towards green energy. We need turbine technicians. We need blade technicians. There's also dual ticket trades. So a common misconception in the Red Seal trades is that you kind of like get certified for a welder and that's all you are. You're just the welder for the rest of your life. That is not true. You can get certified in multiple different trades if you have multiple different interests. More certifications also means more money. There are multidiscipline engineers, so we don't have just electronic engineers. Again, you can be electronic mechatronic engineers. There's a whole bunch of different needs for multi-certified people. Cybersecurity specialists, if we have anyone interested in IT, as these companies get bigger, we need more focus on cybersecurity. Energy storage technicians, these are batteries. So we have a push for lithium ion, hydrogen, nickel, cadmium. If you have an interest in batteries or taking things apart or how energy is stored, again, an increasing need. EV charging station installers, a new role in the last 5 years and a very increasing role as we push towards electric vehicles, and smart grid specialists. So this is automation and grid management. And again, it's how do we prevent power from going out? And when it does, how do we make it come faster? A very important role to the industry and to keeping the lights on in Canada. So that's kind of a quick overview of the various occupations of the various sectors that are available in the electricity sector. Is there anything that I talked about today that you might not have heard of before? Any occupation that may have piqued your interest? Feel free to type in the Q&A. Oh, I have some questions here that I see. I can answer them right now. What level of math does it need to be? CU, etc. It depends on what kind of sector you need to go to. If you are thinking about engineering, it will need to be a university level math credit. If you're thinking more so the trades, then it can be a college level or a C level math credit. It really depends on which sector, which occupation, which route you really want to go, but that does vary a little bit. Which places can I go supply apprenticeship? So for some union training halls, they will have programs, should you wish to go through training there, that will place you or find you an employer or at least set you up with interviews. It depends on where you get your pre-apprenticeship training from. I know Algonquin College has a really close partnership with other employers who are seeking apprentices, and they may help set you up. But other than that, I know Skilled Trades Ontario is a good website for employers who are looking specifically for apprentices. So that might be a good resource to you. To be more specific, what kind of math background do I need to be an electrician working in houses and stuff? That would be a grade 12 college level math credit if you just want to go into the trades. Can I be a technologist with a university engineering degree? Yes, you can. I'm interested in becoming an electrician. That is great. Technician sounds nice to me. Does it support apprenticeship? Not quite. So Chris that we saw talked about, he went through Algonquin College for power line technician training. That technically is a Red Seal trade, but he decided to not get into the trade. He decided to go into the technician role. So with technicians being that kind of hybrid role, you can do either university or college or trades and kind of file into that role. Do you need grade 12 math to be an electrician? Yes, you do. What are the required courses for math and science to be an electrical engineer? I'm not sure if there's any specific math or specific science to be an electrical engineer. It also depends on which university you're planning on going to. So each university, if you want to go into electrical engineering, will have the high school prerequisites that you need to get into that program. Each university is a little bit different, so I can't speak to directly which, but I know it just has to be, in general, a math or science credit. If I wanted to go into aerospace engineering to work on planes, would working on wind turbines be a smart backup plan? Absolutely. Absolutely. And keep in mind that your career path will change. For example, when I first went to university, I went for journalism and I hated it. So I swapped degrees and got more into project work. So if you want to get into aerospace engineering and your goal is to work on planes, absolutely go for it. If you decide that that might not be for you, or if you decide you don't really like it, you might want to start looking at wind turbines, or you can look into other options. There really is no need to hard make up your mind now, but having a general idea of what you want to get into is useful. What sciences do you need to be an electrician? I'm pretty sure physics, I know, is one. I think it either has to be physics or chemistry to be an electrician. Again, I'm not sure. Requirements kind of vary by university. Can you go to college to be an electrician? Yes, you can. You can go to college to be an electrician. Can I get from some of these trades over into robotics? Yes. So if you originally want to be in the trades and then you eventually want to switch into mechatronics or robotics, that's fine. You may need a university degree on top of if you went to college for the trades, but some credits, I don't want to say most, but some credits can be transferable. You just may need additional education, but that is okay. Do you have to have both math and science? For most of these careers, yes, you do. Require both math and science. Math is the one that's standard mandatory, but for engineering, for example, the trades, I think, qualify for a college science. You do need both. Is it better to go into college or university to be an electrician? Different for everyone, different into the type of work you want to get into. If you want to become like more of a red seal trades electrician, college programs are more streamlined. If you want to get more into electrical engineering, then it's university, but either or, if you go to college or university for specific electrician, that's neither is the wrong choice. They're just both different streams. What would be the best university to go to become an electrical engineer? That's a tough question. I'm not really on top of where my college rankings at the moment. I've been graduated for quite some time. Not affiliated, but I know U of Waterloo has a really good program. But again, all Canadian universities have great engineering programs. It's just which institution fits your needs best. But either an engineering degree from U Waterloo or an engineering degree from Carleton are both engineering degrees at the end of the day. So it's what program suits your needs best. Sorry, I kind of lost track. Oh, here we go. What would your average of your grades need to be to have at least be looked at by some colleges or universities in engineering fields? Again, tough question because it depends on which university or college you're going to. Each college or university has different entry-level requirements. So if you have a specific school of choice that you're looking into, they will have listed their prerequisites. Unfortunately, I can't answer that question just because there's a variety of colleges, there's a variety of engineers that each have different entry-level requirements. Some ranging from 70, some ranging from 90%. So again, it's just on which institution you're looking into. How much would someone make in this field? That question, which field specifically? I might need to be more specific for that one. But typically, and I can speak on a very broad and very general term to this question, but typically careers in the electricity sector are more higher paying than any other sector in the Canadian industry. But again, that's a very broad and generalized assumption. It kind of varies by career profile. What kind of work would an electrical engineer be doing with green energy? Again, EV charging stations, wind turbines, hydroelectricity is a big one, a wide variety of wind turbines, solar panels. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already, but there's huge developments in green technology. Some green technology developments might not even exist yet. Some of these green technologies might exist after you graduate or even before then. So it's kind of an exciting time to get into the sector. What math is required to be an electrician? Again, grade 12 math, either college or university. It just depends on which kind of route you want to go to. Which is better for becoming technician, college or university? Again, depends on the individual's needs. And it depends on more so the work you want to do. So everyone is different. And I will say, while technicians or technologists have they do similar career profiles, they don't do the exact same work. So the requirements are a little bit different for there. But I would say in general, all you would need is college if you wanted to get into the technician stream. But that being said, you can definitely get into technician stream with university. Again, it's just the pathways are slightly different. Electricians. So I mentioned this before, Gabriel, thanks. A first level apprentice, a first year apprentice makes approximately $30 an hour. That's your first year in your apprenticeship. So it makes about $30 an hour, and then guaranteed raises, especially if you're in a unionized, for each year of your apprenticeship, starting all the way to a journeyman. So your first year as a certified electrician, you're not an apprentice anymore, you can make up to $66 an hour. So again, a pretty high paying field. Any other questions? Oh, I can do a quick recap. If you have any other questions, feel free to type them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them. But again, to recap, as you heard me mention before, math and science are important and mandatory to most positions in Canada's electricity sector. Many positions, such as tradespeople, engineers, have career streams, and it's important to research and follow these streams for your career of interest. So you might have seen me answering questions where I can't answer them directly because I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what exactly you want to get into. I'm not sure what exactly field you're looking at, but that's okay because each career in the sector has different paths to go to. If you have a general idea of something that interests you, it would be worth it to research. Research how to become an electrician, research where can I get pre-apprenticeship training, or research which Canadian university has the best electrical engineering program. Because each stream is different to each individual's needs. Like again, I went for a very general degree. I fell in love with Carleton University when I went to visit it. I'm not from Ottawa originally, but that institution suited my needs. Again, different universities may suit yours. But it's also important to remember that while it's good to have a general idea, nothing is set in stone. So if you want to try something and it's not for you, that is okay. If you know you want to get into this sector, but you don't know what exactly you want to do, that is okay. A lot, especially between the trades, especially between engineers, have transferable credits. So if you try something, you don't want to do it, you don't necessarily have to start all the way from scratch. But ultimately, there's just a wide variety. The sector can suit you. So whatever you're interested in, the sector has a job for you. I'd like to say, do not forget the benefits of working in the sector. We talked about slightly higher pay. We talked about health benefits. We talked about opportunities to travel, opportunities to work with new technologies. This sector has always been changing, and it continues to change and evolve very quickly, meaning that there could be new opportunities to explore career profiles and technologies as they continue to advance during your post-secondary journey. Like I said, these are some jobs that are available now, some jobs that are growing, but some new jobs that are entering the sector might not even exist yet. Some of the coolest jobs in the electricity sector may become available after you graduate. So there's always room for opportunity. And that is it for me. I would like to thank you for your attention. I've been answering kind of questions as I go, but if you have any other questions, oh, I see some more that came in. Do you know if the power line technicians courses are competitive? I don't necessarily think that they're competitive. They're challenging courses to be in, but in terms of needing tradespeople, we always need tradespeople. So I don't want to say it's easy, but there's lots of opportunity, especially for power line technicians, should you decide to go that route, for employment. What jobs would you recommend looking into if you're interested in green energy? Again, it kind of depends on if you want the more planning side, if you want to more plan green energy projects, or if you're just kind of interested in inputting green technologies, or if you physically want to work with your hands and like build green technologies. Again, engineering is a big one in the sector. So they're the ones that, sorry, they're the ones that plan these big projects. They're the ones that kind of analyze what is needed. They're the ones kind of advancing green energy technologies. But if you want to like work more specifically green energy, we need like solar panel technicians. We need wind energy technicians. We need people to work on EV charging stations and electric vehicles. Batteries is a big and up and coming sector, and again, related to green energy. So there's a lot of growing jobs. It depends on kind of your interest and what you think kind of interests you the most. Can a degree in civil engineering merge well with the sector? Absolutely. We need civil engineers in this sector. So again, kind of to speak to that, we don't have to be an electrical engineer to get into the electricity sector. There's a wide range of people, again, from aerospace engineering, like I mentioned, to civil engineering. Yes, so we need all kinds of engineers in the sector. If I take all university courses and end up going to college, will it lower my chances to get into that college? I do not believe so, no. That might be more of a question to ask your education planner, or I'm not sure what they're called yet in high schools that kind of help plan where you go. But in general, I do not think so. Is it actually called Hedgehog Industries in the video? Yes, it is. The company is called Hedgehog Industries. How competitive is the electrical engineering field? I don't necessarily, again, it depends on the need. I wouldn't necessarily say it's competitive, as there is a need for electrical engineers in this sector specifically. But if you want me to speak on general terms, electrical engineering doesn't also have to stick within the sector, even though we need people in the sector. Electrical engineering can also pass off into computer engineering or computer science, or kind of into those fields as well. But again, we need technology, we need computer sciences in the sector also. So while I wouldn't say it's necessarily competitive, I would say that there is a wide variety of career choices that you can pick in various fields with an electrical engineering degree. Is being an electrician a risky job? Yes, I mean, all jobs have kind of a little bit of risk factor to it, but I would say that the culture of safety that is built within Canada and the sector in general makes workplace injuries highly unlikely. So as long as you follow protocol, as long as you're wearing all your safety equipment, then you will be fine. What are the risk factors in each sections of electric engineering? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Are you able to clarify a little bit? What would one study if one wants to become a computer technician? So you can get into computer science, that would be a good one, or any technology related fields. But I would say off the bat, computer science would get you right into being a computer technician. Any other questions or anything I missed? If I missed your question, I apologize. Please feel free to retype it. Okay. What are the most popular types of engineering, and what would be the most complicated parts of being an engineer? Oof, I am not an engineer, so I don't quite know the most complicated parts, but the most popular types of engineering would be civil, electronic, mechatronic. Those three are the most popular, as well as if you can think of an engineer off the top of your head, like again, the more specialized ones that are least popular, I would say are aerospace and aviation engineering. Computer engineering wasn't as popular when I was in school. It was more up and coming. But what would be the most complicated parts of being an engineer? I would say large scale project management might be a kind of a hard part. Again, it kind of varieties by which career and which organization you work in. Also, I'm not an engineer. I know a lot of engineers, but I personally am not an engineer, so I don't really know the answer to that. But I would say in general, most likely just working on larger scale projects and just keeping kind of all one big picture, all managed and organized. Oh, okay. How much do they pay you as an electrician? So in your first year electrical apprentice, you can make approximately $30 an hour. So it'll be about 27 as your first year as an apprentice. And then as a certified journey person, your first year, again, most unionized places have raises every year. So your first year as a journeyman, you can make up to $67 an hour. What I mean is, what are the dangers of each sector? Like, what are the risks of being a tech? Okay, that makes sense. So there's a lot of working at heights with some of them. So you can see like our power line technicians, you can see some engineers, they work with heavy machinery, they work at heights, and they work with obviously like electricity. So there is a risk of danger that way. But again, the culture of safety that has been built around the sector is really prominent. And so that being said, all you really just have to do, and for lack of a better care, while there's always risk involved, just don't be dumb, for lack of a better word, and follow safety protocols. Just wear your PPE, and you will be in general fine. While each and every job does carry risks with it, the culture of safety and education built around the sector makes sure that you will not get hurt.
Vicky, I have to jump off and run to another session. I just wanted to thank you on behalf of Launch. Some incredible information and tons of jobs in this sector. The next workshop I'm headed off to is mega projects. So if any of you are interested in working on those large mega projects, find that workshop or check out the recordings. Also want to encourage you to check out the booths in the exhibition session. There might be some places there for you to gather more information about trades, apprenticeships, the best university programs for the different engineering programs. So on that note, I'll leave you with Vicky for a couple more minutes to see if you have any more questions. And thanks again.
You're welcome, Christina. Awesome. I see one more question again. What is the most complicated part about being an electrician? I would say probably just learning the trade itself. So there's a lot of wiring, there's a lot of technologies that electricians need to work at. So that initial learning curve, I would say, would be the most complicated part. But once you know your stuff, once you get used to the job, once you become an expert in your field, it'll be easy from there. But again, there's always going to be that learning curve. There's always going to be that first hurdle. But once you surpass it, then you're pretty much smooth sailing. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you. All right, if there's no last minute questions trickling in, I'd like to thank you all for your time. I hope I was able to interest you or pique your interest in something today. If you have any questions or you want to connect with me further, you can find me just Victoria Varun on LinkedIn. And other than that, I think my time slot is also up, so I don't want to keep you from anything else. But have a great rest of your day, and I hope you're able to learn something from me.